Second.
Matilda? All for it, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign, there is none. Carried. Okay. Item number 3, consideration of final site plan for property located on 415 East Main Street, Dixon site plan.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, what we have here in front of us is a site plan submitted by Frank Dixon for property located at 415 East University Street. This is one that was submitted a couple of months ago, was kind of substandard, and so we asked Mr. Dixon to add the required elements that are required by our zoning ordinance for a site plan. What he's doing is he's establishing a commercial building, gonna rent, I believe it's gonna be professional office space. Christian, tell me when I'm wrong. Gonna rent those out. Two units under one roof, essentially. 13 required parking spots, 13 is what he has. Water and sewer and electric all shown on the site plan. And like I said, it's on the corner there of East University Street and Robert Street, just up the road there. So, Christian, anything that you would like to add?
No, the parking spots, he has more than our requirements. And also one side is, gonna be a beauty shop, and the other side is gonna be for, anybody who wants to, do a professional business service. But he has met everything we've asked him.
And that is on C1, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty much it. Oh, and Christian, do you recommend approval?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Take any questions?
Any questions from this panel? If not, I need a motion that this site plan be approved. Motion by Matilda, need a second, please. JJ. All for this, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign, there is none. Thank you all. Okay, we're moving on to item number 4. Item number 4, consideration of preliminary subdivision plat for property located on High-Tech Drive, Water Street, Assurance Development and Management Corporation Division.
David has this one, let him pass it out. First thing, Kenny, you need to shorten up the name of that company. It's way too long for me to be typing that out all the time. Adam? Thank you, David, I'm good. Okay, thanks. Okay, Mr. Chairman, what we have is the Assurance Development Management Corporation preliminary plat subdividing 4.06 acres into 7 proposed new lots for property located on High-Tech Drive and Water Street. The proposed new lots would vary in size from 0.25 acres to 1.06 acres, and all of the proposed new lots are currently vacant with the exception of Lot 1, which has an existing structure. Lot 1?
3.
Is that Lot 3? Okay, so that's Lot 3 that has an existing structure. Thank you, David. Would require a front setback variance from the Board of Zoning Appeals, but we don't need that tonight for preliminary approval. We only need it before the final approval. The proposed new lots are served by an existing 10-inch water line, an existing 8-inch sewer line, a proposed water line, a proposed sewer line, an existing hydrant, a proposed hydrant, and a proposed extension of East 7th Street. The proposed new lots are zoned R1 low-density residential and would comply with all other subdivision regulations and zoning ordinance requirements. So, we have 7 proposed new lots for 4 acres. 2 of them will be having access from Water Street. The remaining 5 lots will have access from a proposed extension of East 7th Street. So we are proposing a new road construction along with new water line and new sewer lines to go down the proposed extension of East 7th Street. We have an existing fire hydrant on the corner of Water Street and High Tech Drive there. And then we're also, down there at the bottom, and then we're gonna add another hydrant at the end of East 7th Street. I've spoken with Public Works Director Wayne Peak, I've spoken with the fire department, I've spoken with Jerry Dale Kennedy regarding water and sewer, and they don't see any issues with the existing infrastructure, and they don't have any issue with the proposed extensions. Now, Wayne Peak did say that there might be a little issue regarding drainage on lot 2, and so he's going to be involved with the process of the creation of the proposed street extension and the drainage from its subsequent moving of dirt. So Wayne Peak is going to be involved with regards to drainage of this. David, any other lots that you can think of on this that might have a drainage issue other than 2?
It doesn't look like it, no.
I didn't see any either, but, and tonight we are just looking for preliminary approval. Mr. Mayberry is here tonight representing the plat. He's told me he's I think you're gonna put all the improvements in and then come back for final. Is that correct, Ken? Yeah, so no letter of credit, at this point, we're not gonna do a letter of credit or a bond or anything like that. We're gonna make sure that everything's installed to the satisfaction of the town of Livingston, and then move on from there. So that's it for me, Mr. Chairman. I'll certainly take questions. David is here, and also Ken Mabry is here, so any questions, we'll take them at this time.
Any questions on this panel, on this site plan? Is the little house, is this the one right on the corner out here? Is that Cody?
That would have been, those little street markets, I think, Willis. Which little house come up, Phil, on which lot?
It's circle 1.
Yeah, is that the little house that, has been kind of taken out inside, look like?
No, there's no house on lot 1, it's vacant.
Okay.
The only building's on that lot 3, and that's the old Devon Street Market, I believe is what we used to call it, if I'm not mistaken.
Three.
Well, I think they can't do right now, it's anything else. It's all one. Yeah, they've got the, should have there it is. So, there's the smallest one, it's 8,000 square feet,
Christian, have you looked at all this?
Yes.
Can you give us some input on this? Input, rather?
Yes, I have looked at it. Yes. What he's asking for is a requirement.
He said it meets all that.
Okay, thank you, Christian.
Yes, sir.
What type of variance are they looking for on lot 1, or is that pertaining to lot 3?
The front setback and, front setback variance and side setback variance.
And how much of a variance are we looking at?
How much?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be 30 feet, so they're gonna be looking at about probably 25 feet.
Looks like the one on the front, Tommy, is gonna be very close, that goes up High Tech. It shouldn't be much on High Tech.
So that's where it's gonna front, that's where the ingress egress is gonna be, is on High Tech. So you won't need one off, you won't need a front off that, then you'll need a approximately 15-foot side setback variance then.
Any other questions on this? JJ, you get the answer to any items you have? No questions? Okay. If not, I need a motion for the site plan to be approved.
So moved.
Moved by Robert, need a second, please, someone? JJ? That's, got all the questions out of the way. We vote on this time. All part of the site plan be approved, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign, approved. Thank you, David.
Just want you,
Y'all bear with me just for a minute, Tommy lays back in here.
Did we approve that? Okay.
Yeah.
Who made it?
JJ.
Got it. Ready to move?
Go down.
Yes. Yes.
Item number 5, consideration of request for rezoning property located on East Main Street from C3, gentlemen commercial, to R2, high density residential. Clark, request.
Yes, this was tabled from last, month, it's the William Clark, rezoning request. Mr. Campbell is here to represent, Mr. Clark in this matter. There were, and the purpose for the rezoning is to rezone the property from C3 to R2 to establish, multifamily housing development. We had asked Mr. Campbell to submit a site plan for, this development, so we could have some more information before we make our recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to rezone from C3 to R2.
So what I'll do is I'll start, we had lots of questions last time, I'll go ahead and just answer those questions real quick and everything that I've done to answer those, that's that front page there. Some of the questions, concerns we got was for the state road, the drive line for that. I spoke with Billy Joe Gore with TDOT, and he said that with the smaller units up there, we have to come off the Hillcrest, which then pushes me back to Wayne Peak. Spoke with him, we do have access to Hillcrest, or that easement there that would actually be a continuation of Wayne Street for that side. I also, as you can see now in the drawing, it's both lots together, one with the townhomes that we plan on selling, the other with the townhomes we plan on renting. I also spoke with Garrett Bug with TDOT, he's an engineer. We need a commercial entryway for the townhomes closer to to Wayne's, up there on the first lot there that you saw last time. And that's just several permits and things like that, so there's no issues there. Water utilities, fire management, got Jerry Kennedy out there in Rockdale. There's water lines in the area that we can hook up to that would not be an issue for any R2 rezoning. It's enough water to supply the R2 zone along with the fire safety and hydrants and things of that nature. Jerry Kennedy also there with the sewer. There's a sewer line that runs right in the middle of that property there, so we're good to go there when it comes from R2. Plenty of sewage there. Utilities, spoke with Upper Cumberland. There's plenty of lines to feed every townhome that we need for that area. Nothing new has to go in. stormwater drainage. Now, this is a big deal here in Livingston. I went as far as I could. I spoke with TDEC, Tara Wogenmuth. She's the one that told me we're gonna get a construction permit along with a stormwater prevention plan, which actually will be done by a civil engineer. And I've been in contact with Mike Callahan about the project. We kind of spoke about it. Once this is rezoned, we can go ahead and move forward with a more formal site plan that would include all these things. As you can see on the map there's about 1.5 acres that will be left empty. That could be used for drainage, detention, retention pond, whatever we need to do to make sure that these are up to par for every department. One concern we had was with Mr. and Mrs. Reagan there at 201 Wayne Avenue. They were worried about property values. I've been in contact with them a couple times. I've given them a previous plan of this, and they've taken a look at it. We've discussed it a little bit. Our goal with this whole project, is to increase property values for new quality townhomes that have a desirable curb appeal. As of right now, there's no HOAs that we need to follow there on Hillcrest Drive. So we are going to go ahead and do a higher quality townhome in that area, so we can go ahead and push that subdivision up and keep those property values up. For me, I just see the benefits of these houses for the community. There's a large need for housing and rentals here in Livingston. This project will be able to kind of feed both of those needs. You know, moving families in, moving younger couples back home. This townhome would be a great addition that they could purchase and kind of start their life here in Livingston, along with the rentals there. You know, bringing industries into Overton County, bringing them into Livingston. We just don't have enough rentals anywhere, and I think this will really help out. And the thing is, if we do keep it zone C3, that just opens it up for more storage units in the city limits. So if this doesn't go through with the R2 or with the R2 rezoning to kind of allow this, I think that's probably what's going to end up going in their storage. And I don't think anyone wants to see that.
Hey Cody, you had mentioned ingress, egress for the northern lots off South Hillcrest Drive. Did you get TDOT approval for your driveway there for the units on the southern part of the lot?
With that, there was no issues there. Billy Joe Court didn't seem, because it's a 30 or 35 miles an hour, there was enough sight lines from that drive line. We spoke about a turn lane. He doesn't think there would be, but there would have to be a couple of things. This was sent to Chattanooga or Crossville, and then higher up to Chattanooga, and I've been in discussion with them. He took a look at it. He says, really, it's just a permit to make sure that with the civil engineering, we've got enough drive line into the property to feed from the main street.
So he didn't see any issue with that?
No, I didn't get any issues anywhere. The biggest issue was with the potential 6-inch water line for the appropriate fire hydrants. The only issue is we may have to actually bore underneath the state road, which comes on it. That was just really the only other issue.
And I see on parcel 25, you do have some area dedicated to stormwater retention or detention there. It says
Yes.
1.5 of that acres right now you're going to reserve for your detention.
That square area right there is approximately 1.5. Again, nothing is drawn to scale. This is just what is finished.
Sure, I understand.
Once we get civil engineer in there, we'll be able to definitely know how many units we can actually put on here. But yes, there's going to be approximately that space. Civil engineer looked at it. Also, another developer that is pretty well versed in stormwater drainage took a look at it, and he didn't see any issues there because there was such a large area of space.
Yeah, that's probably in that low area right
Yes,
there.
yes, it
correct.
is.
Okay,
Because-
that would make a lot of sense.
Because one thing that we could do is we could even dig a ditch deeper to allow for more. Because Mike Callahan, the civil engineer, said that we need to, basically, anything if we make it impervious, that's the only thing that we have to be able to accept as well. And he didn't see an issue with that.
And Mr. and Mrs. Reagan, are they in good shape? I noticed.
Yeah, Ms. Reagan had a couple questions about the actual drive lines. Of course, with that easement there, which would be a continuation of Wayne Street, the city does own that, so it would be an easement for, if you can see there, 24, that lot there, it's 24.00. Lauren and Levi by Reagan Crowder, they own that there. Their tenants would have an easement, I would have an easement, and the city would have an easement to get down to that pump station that you guys get down there. So it would be a shared easement. In the first page, if you look at or the second page of your packet, that's what the townhomes up on Hillcrest would look like. That's the kind of curb appeal we're looking at. We probably actually put some type of stone up there, and keep it, in line with the second page for the townhomes that would be there on the south side. Stonework there around garages. We probably put some type of stonework up there to keep that curb appeal as high as we could.
You refer to this as townhomes, or basically what you're doing in an apartment complex, is that not correct?
No, ma'am, generally townhomes are generally houses that do touch each other, but you enter in the front door, and then you've got an upstairs and a downstairs. Apartment complex usually has a breezeway or a hallway that is then accessed by multiple doors. Townhomes it's considered multifamily, it's not an apartment complex, it would actually be a townhome complex.
And it is a rental property?
Some of them would be, yes. But they could be sold individually.
Going back to what you said last month, Cody, if I'm not mistaken, I think that you said the homes, that were your intention were the homes that were gonna be accessed off East Main in the southern portion, those were gonna be for sale.
Yes, sir.
And then the rental ones were gonna be the ones closer to Hillcrest. Is that
Yes.
still the plan right now?
As of right now, yes.
So you're talking about these, you're gonna be for sale.
No, those are gonna be the rental.
The second page would be the ones with the garage
Those
would be the ones that we would look to sell.
So exiting from this property, we're looking at, you go to Hillcrest, come down this way.
It doesn't say, they're not gonna have access there. It's gonna be Hillcrest or this easement, that's down there. That's too close to the intersection there. Right, Cody.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Also, it's on a downhill, so it's not very safe to pull out.
Cody, if I'm not mistaken, you're already receiving stormwater flow from the highway in that area where you're looking at detention basins.
Yes, sir, I'm pretty sure the culvert that actually crosses underneath that state road there from the field above, I think.
Sir, they come anywhere in this lot right here.
Christian, I don't know.
What's the question?
Cody, of the 1.5 acres there, for the stormwater, drainage, and detention, the back of that lot, is there a drainage system in there now?
No, there's nothing there, it's kind of just a ditch, it's just a low spot there. The sewer runs along there, there's a manhole that's up closer toward Hillcrest. The sewer runs kind of in that area as well. But no, there's not, the pumping station, are you kind of referring to the pumping station? That's, I think, further down, kind of near the 16. I think that's where it's access, that road access down there. But there's no drainage system down there
No
now.
drainage at all there.
It's just the ground.
Is an actual pump station.
That makes sense, building the homes on the high side and putting the drainage down where it truly is.
Down here.
Yeah, it's all right down this way.
You said there is a pipe under the road there?
I'm not 100% sure, I think there is, so, but I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, I think there is too.
Yeah, there is a pipe.
And it flows toward the pumping station.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yep.
Mr. Ragland, have you got any questions for the board? If you do, please come up here, please.
Like Cody said, him and I talked 2 or 3 times, and the last thing we want to see there's more storage buildings, so we're gonna have to build something there rather than leaving green space. I prefer single story just because it gives the view, but if he's building townhouses, I've seen the work that Cody's done around town, looks like he's done some good work around town. So if, other than having storage buildings, I'd rather have these there than storage buildings there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Let's see if we're done with code, unless anyone has any other questions. See if anybody else has a question. So, Cody is seeking, and Cody, correct me if I'm wrong, this parcel is currently split zone right now.
Yes.
It's C3 in the
R1.
front and R1 in the rear.
Because it touches Main Street, it's got about 75 feet or whatever it was for
Yeah.
C3 in case any commercial, but everything else is R1.
And you are seeking to zone the entire of parcel 25 and parcel 33 to C3, or R2, excuse me.
Yes, that eliminates any other commercial coming in and basically puts me on a one-way track to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, so he's seeking a positive recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to rezone parcel 25 and parcel 33 from C3/R1 to R2. Yeah. And so we've kind of talked about the steps going forward after this, Cody, you know, if it makes it past tonight, then there will be a first reading at the city council level, public hearing, second reading, and then if that is approved, then you'll need some variances from the Board of Zoning Appeals. So we've still got several steps to go, so just want to
Yes.
make sure that you are aware of the process.
Yeah, with what it's gonna take to get this in line with all the regulations, we're looking at a next year start after the rainy season.
And then a site plan.
Yes, a site
A
plan,
formal
once,
site plan.
once we get further into the, hey, everything's good and
Sure.
good to go, we'll start to have civil engineer come in, get a full site plan.
Yeah.
If it passes tonight, the next thing will probably get, the surveyor on board with that, get a topo for that, so the civil engineer knows what he needs to do, moving forward with this.
Sure, and essentially Cody is just making sure that, you know, things are moving in a positive direction before he goes and spends a lot of money on a site plan and survey and things like that.
Yes.
Any questions from the panel? Yeah, yeah. Okay. We need a motion that the site plan be approved
Rezone.
and rezoned. And then we have the zoning appeals.
That's moving right now. So
Okay.
basically, we just need a motion to either approve or deny.
I make a motion we approve the request to change zoning.
Motion by Rick to be approved.
That's second.
Second by Robert. I think I'm gonna have Phyllis to call the roll on this, that's okay. Phyllis, would you care to call the roll for this?
Robert?
Yes.
Ms. Gilbert? Yes. JJ?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
Okay. Item number 6, discussion regarding short-term rentals in residential district.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have our city attorney, John Meadows is here tonight. He's been doing some research on the issue. And John, if you would just come up and tell us what you found, please. He wasn't expecting this, I've kind of blindsided him.
Okay, just briefly, I was looking into regulations concerning short-term rental properties, Airbnbs in residentially zoned areas. lady sitting as special judge for the Chancery Court of Sumner County kind of declared a similar ordinance in Hendersonville to be unconstitutional, that could be deemed an unlawful taking of a person's property. So I would suggest that not be considered if it is being considered. However, as far as being able to regulate it, I don't see no issues with that.
So John, basically, we wouldn't be able to prohibit them in a residential district, but we could make some conditions, to, you know, make sure that we're getting the right type of Airbnb, or short-term rental.
That's correct.
So what I would suggest to us is that, we kind of table this for now. If we want to come back and think about some conditions that we can put on our short-term rentals in our R1 and R2, then we do that. But as of right now, I don't think we need to take any action. Do you agree, John?
That's correct.
Can I share something about this, or does this need to wait?
It's up to you, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead and come back to podium, Tony, before we do a vote on this.
So that
I just want to speak on behalf of the short-term rental, because I'm one of the people that has a short-term rental in a residential area. I've been doing it for about a year, and we've seen just a large influx of visitors that come into the town, spend time here, spend money here. And I'm just gonna read some things that I pulled from our reviews and from our website by doing these short-term rentals. We've had several people come in for fishing tournaments, for weddings, visiting friends, just passing through, come to see Burgess Falls, vacation from Lansing, vacation from Nashville, from Crossville. People coming in that are seeing Livingston on the map simply because Airbnb has a large platform. Some of the reviews we got was it's close to a lot of fun stuff to do. It's close to downtown, fun time with family and friends, just a few blocks to everything. Convenient location, beautiful scenic routes. Steel Coop was great with the live music. The local grocery store, we grabbed some basics. The town square was awesome. It was a cute Main Street, little boutiques, very close, local restaurants. Ate at the Country Diner, had Mickey Mouse pancakes. Went to Picker's Palace 1, Picker's Palace 2. This is a hidden jewel. 1806 General Store was awesome. People from Tennessee, including Cookeville, Nashville, Spring Hill, Lebanon, Oneida, Muddy Pond, Linden, even someone in Livingston.
Cody,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna table
Okay.
this motion.
I just wanted you to share, how positive this is. I don't know
Okay.
what needs to be discussed, but.
The issue is more, and I
Thank
think
you.
the issue is more about the regulations, so that's the issue. Is that, am I correct?
Well, in any conditional regulations that would be adopted would be for any new, it's not gonna be for any existing. And I don't think anybody's looking to hamper any type of, short-term rental. It's just making sure that it's done the right way. And, so, no action, I think, needs to be taken at this time. I think we just need to do some more research on it. Because there are such things as bad short-term rentals, and we want to eliminate those things. But we want to certainly promote the good ones. Or that's my opinion on it.
I agree.
Okay, as for this, I'm gonna table this tonight, this item here, we'll come back to it later. Thank you.
And Christian has something to do with
Okay,
this.
other business, Christian, you have something for us?
Yes, Mr. John Turner, has he has a lot that he is putting together for the house on. Can y'all hear that?
Some of it. Some of it, we can hear some of it.
What's he moving his computer around?
Should I?
Just hold it still.
Should I try to call in or something?
Now, you want me to try and take it, Christian?
Yes,
All
please.
right, so, Mr. Turner, he has a, piece of property that he's looking to subdivide. He did not have the plat ready for tonight's meeting. And what he was asking, it's gonna be done in the next little while, next few days.
Nothing to happen. Give me the plaque,
The plat, yes, sir.
yes.
Yeah, so, and basically what Mr. Turner is looking for is to see if I can review the plat between now and the next meeting, and if it meets all of our requirements, grant him administrative approval. We have done this in the past. It's not something that we do all the time, but, under circumstances, we can certainly do that. And so, I think that's what Mr. Turner's looking for.
If it meets our current requirements,
Sure.
I think it's fine.
Okay, well, if that be the case, then I would like, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman, I'd like a motion on that behind, in that manner to allow me to administratively approve it. Mr. Turner's plat, if it meets all our requirements.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Allow to approve.
Appreciate it.
I'm sorry, Ms. Dillon.
She made the motion to allow me to administratively approve the plat, if it meets all of our requirements, Robert second.
Robert, second, good.
Steve, we need a vote.
All for it, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Any those opposed, like sign, there is none. Thank you.
Mr. Turner, if you would, please, I believe our city, are you gonna talk to him for just a second, John, or have you already done it? Yes, Mr. Turner. Mr. Chairman, I think that's all we have, unless there's any other business.
Any other business?
There is one question that I have. So I've been getting some questions about, indoor, climate controlled storage. There's nothing that falls in our books that I see, exactly. So you like to see one that has outdoor storage with screening? Other uses like laundromats, dry cleaning, similar uses, but nothing on that indoor climate controlled storage.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about storage in the C2 unit as a use prohibited, Christian. And that's about all.
Yeah, let's still see more.
Yeah, I don't see it referenced, so I mean, of course, that goes back to that, any use that is not specifically permitted is prohibited.
Right, so,
Mini storage.
something needs to, I got several questions. That I would like to try to address in some way. It's all outdoor storage is what I'm seeing.
Storage along with the short.
No, this is totally different. Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, he's had some folks wanting to establish mini storage in C1, and we don't address it. And so it goes back to that, it's prohibited.
Yes, prohibited.
It's prohibited, that's kind of consensus of the board, Christian. I mean, if you,
So it wouldn't fall under any type of business, I mean, like, retail or,
not in my interpretation.
any type of business whatsoever by being indoor?
No.
Okay.
I see one.
Yeah, C1's kind of the local commercial anyway, Christian. I don't think that fits the definition of that district. Now, I think it does fit C3 and it fits the industrial, industrial zone, but I don't think it fits C1 and C2. Just my opinion on that, though.
Okay.
y'all have something to the board? Okay. If not, I need a motion, we adjourn. KJ,
Yes. I'll second.
Ricky Mack, all for, aye?
Aye.
Thank you all. Sorry for getting here a little